Hey everyone! So this is my first ever unboxing video. I've seen my kids watching them, but hey, we're all kids too, and we all get excited about new things. And I'm making this just right before the new moon in Pisces. I felt called to go and find a new oracle deck. There's a store here in Sedona. It's called Crystal Magic, and it is the one that I tend to like. It's like my go-to. And every time I go there with, something that I know I'm meant to get, I leave with exactly that. And that is what I feel with this deck. So this is the Lily Ashwell Heavenly Bodies Astrology deck. It was actually the first thing that caught my eye on the top shelf. And as soon as I picked it up, my body was like, yes. But then when I opened the demo, I was like blown away. So I wanted to just show you it and what it looks like. So the first thing I noticed about it is when it's just beautiful, but it says heaven is under our feet as well as over our heads, which is a Henry David Thoreau, which I didn't even actually realize till this moment. I believe him and I share a birthday, I think May 25th. I want to say that. I'm not 100% sure. If so, that is a big synchronicity. With this beautiful hardcover book, and on the back it just also says heaven through earth and spirit through body. This is really synchronistic for me as well because I've been really leaning into my Taurus North node and bridging the body and the earth, and it's just so gorgeous, this whole thing, the artwork, the quotations. I haven't really read much of the book yet, but as I flipped through it, I was just like, hell yeah. Like even just the font and the design and the simplicity of it is so stunning and just elegant. And I fell in love with it really at first sight. And what was crazy and beautiful was that right before going into Crystal Magic yesterday, I had this inspiration come in, and I did a quick couple of stories on my Instagram, and I shared about Pisces being, the 12th sign and, associated of course with the 12th house, and how I love the teaching how, even though that's the last sign of the zodiac and the final house, and it does symbolize death and finality and endings, there's, in astrology, when you look at the chart, the natal chart or just any chart, you'll find that the planets move clockwise through the houses starting in the 12th house. So all beginnings, begin through the 12th house, not the first house. And that to me always, just really taught me that every ending is new beginning. And I love that so much. And so I shared about that yesterday on the story, right? But literally in the parking lot of Crystal Magic, then I went in, and this is what it says at the very end of this book. It says the end is the beginning. And I was just like, wow, that is so powerful. Beautiful, beautiful book and artwork. And the concept of these cards is actually something that I thought of a long time ago, and I'm excited to see that there's people who've created these decks. It's basically a way to learn astrology, because you can take the different cards. There's cards for the planets, there's cards for the signs, there's cards for the aspects. I think there's nodes in here as well. And then you can kind of just play with them in combination to be able to decode, let's say, tomorrow's new moon, you can just see, okay, new moon in in Pisces, and, put any conjunctions in there that may be going on, and use that to learn astrology. And same for your chart. Let's say you have your sun conjunct Neptune or something like that, you can put those cards together in the signs that they're in and kind of read it as a sentence, which is something that I actually wanted to create a while ago to go along with my apprenticeship, but maybe these will just go along with it, like a textbook kind of thing. So this box is stunning. The cards themselves, and I just want to show you, it comes in this with this pretty ribbon. I just took it out. I had opened this before. maybe next time I'll do like a true unboxing, like sight unseen. Now this is what really got me. This quote is one of my favorite quotes of all time. To see a world in a grain of sand and a heaven in a wildflower, to hold infinity in the palm of your hand and eternity in an hour. That's from William Blake. And that was one of my favorite quotes ever. Really meaningful quote to me. So these cards, she just has like the most beautiful quotes on here, like things I really resonate with. So this deck comes with this pretty little, it has all the different planets, and it's just the details of it are stunning. And then here are the cards themselves. That color is just like my favorite color, that light blue, kind of another synchronicity for a project that I'm going to be working on. There's, you know, the different planets. So the sun, that's stunning. I love that heart. That's like one of my favorite images of all time. Like everything about this deck, it's like my soulmate deck. And then she's got for the different signs, beautiful. And then it goes into each of the 12 houses, which is amazing. And then the aspects. So like, for example, I'll show you, here's like the sextile. And it says a combination of tension and flow, potential and a rewarding situation. So you can really see how you could use this for learning as well as for like a reading. And I'm going to be using these cards in the weekly horoscope readings that are going to complement the podcast, the Inner Cosmos podcast. One for each of the elements, as well as there's a yin and yang. And then for the quadruplicities or the modalities, and the north and south node. So this is just like, truly, I've never found a deck that I just fell so instantaneously in love with and felt such like a connection and kinship with. I do feel like I will be recommending it to my students in the Inner Cosmos Practitioner. I will be practicing with it myself for just my own daily tuning in. And what that would look like is just, you know, pulling a card and maybe several cards. I just go with my intuition with this. You know, let's say a planet comes up or a certain sign. I see those as guides. I see those as opportunities to tune into that energy and listen and kind of walk with that energy throughout the day. Actually, let's do one right now. Do this as my reading for myself for today. You know, what is the message for me today? What energy is coming forth for me to be with and walk with? I started my day off with a beautiful bath. It's actually the first day of my moon today, so I'm taking it really easy, feeling like a little tender in my body, but also in my heart. And just, this feels so nice just to do this, and especially since it is a Pisces new moon. Pisces is such a receiving energy. It's so yin. It's our immutable water sign, and it's really about flowing. And it's funny because my moon is completely synced up. I get my moon always on the new moon, and quite like clockwork. I am a Cancer rising, so that doesn't surprise me. But the card that's coming up is the moon for me. And the message here says, satisfy emotional needs, nurture self and others. And that's exactly what my plan is today. So you can see how by choosing that, you know, I'm going to kind of take this in, receive, you know, the moon's energy and gifts and vibe. And sometimes I like to just, you know, visualize myself like kind of walking with the moon or embodying that lunar goddess energy. You know, there's different goddesses that are associated with the different planets. I believe Kuan Yin is one that comes up with the moon, and Selena. There are some others as well. There's a lot of lunar goddesses. But you can do this for yourself. You can choose a card, and even if it wasn't one of the planets, maybe it was one of the signs, you can kind of just open your heart up to what the teaching of that sign is, and maybe that sign is coming up for you to embody that frequency more today. Whether or not it makes sense logically, That's what these, that's what cards are about. It's about overriding and transcending the limitations of our logical mind so that our heart can really guide us. So this is the Heavenly Bodies deck. I love it. I absolutely adore it. I'm so grateful that it came to me and that I was able to buy it and get it yesterday. And I'm so excited to share these horoscopes. So if you get this deck or if you have a favorite deck, let me know in a comment below. So if you enjoyed this and would like to see more unboxing videos, whether that's of cards or different things that I acquire for my toolkit, share that with me as well so I'll know to make more of this content. And don't forget to hit subscribe.